What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, two things. So, first thing is Hellblade 2 is coming to PlayStation 5 this summer. Yay! Sure. The way that I look at it now, I mean, Donkey Unicorns and the Ponies, they're going to use that as fuel. They're like, oh, yeah, look, you ain't got no exclusives, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Microsoft is just like, shh, raking in the dough, just shoveling the coins. You know what I'm saying? They're just making, it's like they're not making money off of that game anymore, right? So they charge premium prices because y'all are so premium over there on PlayStation Land. I mean, y'all are the payers. For the payers, Microsoft says, shoot, they paying? Shoot, we gonna have to sell them some stuff. That's what's happening. Y'all bragged about, I like to buy my games. I don't want to rent my games. Oh, you like to buy your games? Oh, okay. Boom, here you go. Buy this. It's funny how it's just like, you know, all the things that they have said, like for years and years have reversed, backfired. They can't say anything because they're not the winners anymore. They want to be, but they're not. And the proof is this. So I was doing some research, if you want to call it that. And I decided to listen in on Zaire, Next Gen 720. I don't know if that's still his name. Z's show, which is chaotic at best. And was it J-Dub? It was somebody. I mean, all of them on there, except for Z. Z is like the referee, basically. So he tried to check people when they get out of line, and he check them, you know what I'm saying? And so they were complaining. They were crying about this. This is what they were crying about. They were crying that, oh, Concord is an extraction shooter. Everybody's against Sony. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody hates Sony. Everybody hates Marathon. I'm sorry. I mixed it up. Concord or Marathon. Concord 2. Anyway, Marathon is an extraction shooter. Blah, 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 right? Everybody hates it. It's mad. It's all this. It's crap. It's whatever. It's doo-doo. Bungie sucks and all that, right? But then when Arc Raiders comes, this is extraction shooters are marvelous and brilliant and it's like, I'm like, that's not what happened. Y'all are trying to create this narrative that everybody's against Bungie or everybody's against Sony by trying to posit Air Raiders. Wow. Arc Raiders against Marathon. And Arc Raiders won that battle. Arc Raiders is better than Marathon, right? Objectively. And so that's not what happened. What happened was everyone played both. Everyone preferred Arc Raiders. I mean, it's simple. And the fact that it has proximity chat, already better than Marathon. Let's go. Come on, son. And, you know, they keep showing that one clip with the robot that comes in. I'm like, that looks more fun than anything I've seen in Marathon. And so these Donkey Unicorns and Ponies on Z show were like, what? How come, you know, y'all don't like Marathon like that? Marathon was before Arc Raiders, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, y'all are not, y'all don't use your brains. We're talking about objectivity. We're talking about quality and, you know, games, basically. Which game is better? It's a simple head-to-head because it is the same genre. And they're acting like, oh, everybody was ignoring Marathon. They said it's poo-poo, but then with Arc Raiders, oh, it's great, it's brilliant. I love extraction shooters. What happened? What happened to that energy about Marathon? It's like, well, Marathon sucks. That's what happened. Marathon's not as good as Arc Raiders. That's what happened. So y'all are so stuck into trying to defend PlayStation and Sony and Bungie and whatever, everything PlayStation, that y'all can't see that it's a bad game. It's not that, I mean, okay, I'm not bad. I'm saying it's not a bad game, but it's not a great game. It's not it might be good. It's in between good and bad, which is what? Mid at this point, because it doesn't have enough stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, we're thinking about proximity chat. We want to protect the children. Yeah, Jim Ryan still works here, I think, right? That's what he said. That's what the mandate was. Is this the old memo? Look, they're dumb. I don't know if that's Bungie or if that's the uppers from Bungie creating an environment where they are going to fail. I think the uppers want them to fail so they don't have to pay out those millions of dollars. I already said this conspiracy theory, but it seems more plausible now because it's like any game developer who's making a game like this knows that proximity chat is a very important feature. Very important. It's half the game, I would say, because you coming to these dynamic scenarios where, yo, I don't want no trouble. I just want to get out of here. Look, this is what I got. I don't got nothing. I'm just trying to feed my family. And then the dudes at the extraction point are like, yo, should we let this fool go, man? Should we let him go? Let's do a vote. Rock, paper, scissors. And then they like do a rock, paper, scissors in game. That'd be cool. It's like, all right, we're going to do rock, paper, scissors. You stand there. If you run, we will shoot you. You stand there, we do rock, paper, scissors. This is all of the chance. And if you win, we'll let you go. Okay? Okay. All right. Everybody understand? Yeah. All right, Chico, you keep watch. Chico's our sniper. He's up in the trees. If you run, he going to get you. He's going to... Don't run. Okay, I won't run. Rock, paper, scissors in the invisible in the grizzle. Then you do rock, paper, scissors. And they say, you were so lucky. We let you go. All right, go on, extract, save, and level up or whatever you're gonna do, and come back with some good stuff because we don't kill you the next time. We just let you know. Stuff like that. Just like dynamic, out the blue, candid stuff happening, which that's part of the allure of those games because you're a human talking to another human that's not in your team. And so, I mean, you could probably team up with somebody and like, yo, let's do this, let's do that, then we could, whatever. Yeah, there's so many different things that it's like actually playing in your game instead of following the rules that the devs have set up for you. Instead, proximity chat allows the freedom for you to actually create scenarios and create new rules within the sandbox that exists, which makes the game infinitely better. But no, Sony wants to protect the children. We see how well that worked out for Jim Ryan when he said that, right? Jim Ryan said that to Phil. Phil said, I'm very disappointed. He said, I'm very disappointed in how you're talking about my people. Yo, Phil is a gangster. Y'all don't know Phil is outliving all of these freaking CEOs. How many he put in the ground already? Jack Tretton. No, that's not true. Jack Tretton and then Don Matrick. So Jack Tretton left. I think Jack Tretton left just before Don Matrick left, I believe. It was around the same time, so we won't count that. So Phil came in, and then who was after Jack Tretton? It was it Phil Harrison? Let's just say Phil Harrison, Andrew House, Sean Layden, Jim Ryan, Herman Holtz. That's kind of a halfway, and Hiroki Totoki. So Hiroki is the last. So he put 5 in. He battled 5 gladiators and won. Phil, Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name, last of his kind, has defeated. He's undefeated as a CEO. That doesn't even sound right, but it's kind of true. Y'all want to have wars, console wars? Let's have the CEO wars. Who's winning? Phil's winning. Phil's legacy is so much better than anyone else. Who else? I would say maybe John Carmack, because he's a brain that creates like video game stuff for us to play. He created Doom. Remember that? He created like modern VR for the most part. So, I mean, look, there are very few CEOs or people of this stature that are still in it, and are striving to make the industry better for us, the gamers, and to have a successful company. He has been able to straddle both worlds and to not piss us off too much, and to not piss off Satya and everybody else on the finance side, Amy Hood or whatever her name is. He's the best CEO right now. He's the best CEO. We don't have thieving studios over at Microsoft. Microsoft doesn't employ or contain thieving studios who go on Twitter and say, "Ooh, that's cool artwork. Let's put it on a game and not pay the person." That doesn't happen over in Microsoft. Why doesn't that happen over in Microsoft? Is it just better management? I'm just saying, all the things that the Ponies and Donkey Unicorns have said. Oh, there's mismanagement over in. What is more mismanagement? Like a game going off the rails and like the people making the game is like, we don't really feel like making the game and the game doesn't come out that good. Okay, yeah, that's understandable. Or a studio stealing artwork from an artist from how many years ago? 8 years ago. And it's been multiple times mismanagement. Come on, son. And it's been mismanagement under Sony. Those 4 or 5 times has been all under Sony, I believe. Or maybe, well, at least 4, or at least 3 of them have been. Or maybe 2. I don't know. Anyway, it's ridiculous. Like I said, these ponies and these donkey unicorns are doing everything in their power to defend PlayStation, and they're undefended. You can't defend that. You can't defend that behavior. Sony can't defend that behavior. If they try, they're gonna lose. I mean, they already lost. Bungie's already lost. Marathon is a failure. DOA, more so than Concord. Even though you might say, "Oh, Marathon might have been. Maybe it's a better game. Maybe it has better shooting." I mean, for what I've seen, I was like, I mean, it looks like a cool shooter, but I don't see anything that Marathon is showing that makes its gameplay exceptional, a must play. And once again, the consensus is that the best thing that they had going was the art style. And now that we see what has been happening, what has happened, the theft, the art style is basically part of that theft. Like the total art style, the total aesthetic is part of Anti-Real's freaking her whole aesthetic. And so I'm like, how can you even put this game out when people, I said this last video, people are going to say you stole everything. The best thing about this game has been stolen. Everything else sucks. The game's not finished. It's look, the only way, like I said, the only way this game succeeds is if it's free to play, which it won't be, and if PlayStation sticks with it and keeps putting money into it to get it to where it needs to be, which is not going to happen because that's not what Sony does. Sony never does that. They cut off Concord so fast. They didn't give it a chance. They said, "Oh, well, maybe we could." No, they're just like, "Damn, 10 days, cut it. We're losing how much money a day? Cut it." Sony is just, then I don't know if Sony's cut out for this business as it is today. I mean, back in the day when there was no online and multiplayer wasn't all that, oh yeah, Sony was doing great. All single player arcade type games and blah blah blah. Yeah, oh yeah, we could do that. But now the whole world's connected. And so you got these games that are like, yo, we got servers, we got freaking games of service, we got all these things, all the things that Sony sucks at. And their stories are kind of sucking and they're lacking, and they're starting to be shown. They're starting to be noticed. Like, oh, this story ain't that great. Oh, this game ain't that great. Oh, the story in this game ain't that great. Like, if you think about, like, what's the best story that they've put out in their games? Was it God of War 2018, maybe? Maybe. I think Ragnarok. I think people were complaining about Ragnarok, and I'm like, I don't even know what the actual story was in Ragnarok. I was like, wait, because the first one was his giant lady died, what's his name's mom, and he's sad, and it's his father-son thing, and they're going on a trek to spread her ashes on some place. I don't know. And there was something there. I was like, okay, whatever. Then the second one was like, continuation. What's her name? Frida, whatever. It was like, yo, you killed my son. You killed Balder. How dare you? I want to kill you, sucker. I don't even know how that resolved. I was like, at this point, I don't care. I was like, and then what's her name came up. The black girl was not supposed to be black, and historically speaking, I don't know, man. They just lost. They lost the Thor fight. I guess the Thor fight was what happened. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And that's supposed to be like a DLC. Honestly, I think it was just supposed to be part of the main game, and they just stretched it. Anyway, that stuff doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm out of gas. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about the about these Donkey Unicorns and Ponies trying to defend Marathon versus Arc Raiders. It's just no chance. It's the Sony curse. They try to put out a game, somebody else out there. It wasn't even like Nintendo or FromSoft this time. It's just some nobody who makes Arc Raiders. Who makes that? I don't even know. I know they made something else before, and like somebody did a list like, oh, this is what they made before. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, cool. But it's like anybody could get it. Anybody could come through and just smack Sony across the internet, because that's how whack their games are. When there's any competition versus a PlayStation game, they lose. 3 in a row right now. Let's go. I'm keeping track now. I want to see when Ghost of Yote come out. When does that come out? What's coming out around the same time that's gonna eat its lunch and make it not be successful? And then the Ponies and Donkey Unicorns go cry about that too. That's telling. When you release a game and another game, for this instance, Marathon versus Arc Raiders, it's extraction shooter versus extraction shooter. May the best game win. The best game ain't Marathon. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'll talk to y'all next one too.